So this is coming off the back of my other VGC video, but holy crap, guys, I stumbled so far down the VGC rabbit hole, I have no idea where I am anymore. So remember Azazel VGC, we're going to be talking about him later, but pretty much this video was about VGC players crying that they can't use PKHex and Power Saves. Power Saves PKHex won't be ready for Sun and Moon in time for the International, and then everyone lost their mind. Remember, Azazel took part in this conversation, but it's unreal what happens. So we already have video proof of Wolf Glick, the world champion of the Pokemon VGC, having used illegal Pokemon in the past, as well as giving away further illegal Pokemon by cloning his Raichu, which is against the rules. So here's his Raichu, and here's confirmation that's Raichu, you know, the team I used to win the 2016 VGC World Championships that he gave over here. So this is the Raichu that Wolf Glick used at Worlds. Now, I didn't think about this because I've done a couple videos on this and you guys are probably tired of it, but it gets even crazier because when I saw this, I thought, oh, it probably doesn't have max IVs, might have speed IVs or something, and then same with the Rayquaza, oh, it's missing special attack. That sounds about right if you're using a physical Rayquaza, and then same for the Kyogre. Everything seemed to be in line, but this is where it gets sketchy. All of these Pokemon that he used at Worlds have 6 IVs. Now this seems like extra sketchy that, you know, I'm going to make it look like a 5 IV Pokemon, that way it doesn't look as bad, you know, it doesn't look as likely to be hacked. And all of the Pokemon that he did not obtain himself, because we have these other ones, you know, this one was bred by Wolfie, this one was bred by Wolfie, and this one was bred by Wolfie. Also, if you look at battles, he does have like a couple hundred eggs under his belt, so he probably did breed these Pokemon for himself. However, the event Pokemon, the legendaries, were not obtained by him and are incredibly likely to be hacked, which means that he used illegal team at Worlds. Now, this is all speculation, but there is incredible amounts of evidence right here. So, we go and hop into Pokemon Showdown, and the stats are the same for these Pokemon. So, I did a mock-up to get the same thing. Like, his Raichu has a crazy spread, but as he even says in the video, you know, he wanted to make sure the Raichu could tank up physical hits, defensive hits. It's an absolute monster. And this is the kind of set that it had to run in, that it has to have for it to be 31 IVs, and this matches Wolf Glick's Raichu. So it has 31 IVs in every stat as an event Raichu. So that's what makes this Raichu so special. If I can go and find it again. This is a PGL Raichu that has Endeavor. Now, this was obtainable through the event, and there is no way to get any guaranteed IVs on this Raichu. That if it's not a legendary Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's not going to have 3 IVs. So that means rolling for the Rayquaza means you need to get 6 IVs, which only technically takes 3 more IVs, which is still very difficult. That's 3 to the power of 3, and also getting the correct nature. Very, very unlikely. Now, the Kyogre is also an incredibly special Kyogre because it has 0 IVs in attack. This is a very precise Kyogre. The reason why you run 0 attack IVs is because you want to take the least damage possible from foul play, which might be on Amoonguss, or if someone's like trolling with swagger and confusion and stuff, you take less damage when you hit yourself in confusion. So this is like the most pristine competitive Kyogre you can find, but it has 6 IVs. So as I went and ran the damage and stuff, like, okay, it's weird sets, but that doesn't mean that the Pokemon isn't not hacked, because there would have to be EVs remaining. If there were EVs remaining, that would show that there were some IVs missing, therefore it's a kind of flawed Pokemon, therefore less likely to be hacked. But this, for all intents and purposes, is a 6 IV perfect Kyogre, because rolling a 0, rolling a 31, still incredibly unlikely, especially because you get the 3 guaranteed IVs. So that means one of your guaranteed IVs can't be attack, and you have to still get the odds, and then you have to get the correct nature. Very unlikely to do once, let alone twice, let alone 3 times from Italy that your game doesn't belong to. So Wolf Glick and his Raichu goes back in a long way and is already looking very questionable. But guys, I said the rabbit hole goes deep. So we're going to go and talk about some other people. So we have Escuro VGC right here, and he pops up quite a lot because retweet to enter the draw for this Raichu evolved from the Pikachu Cuff gift Endeavor as exclusive move. A 6 IV PGL Raichu. Now, this probably doesn't seem like a lot, except on his profile, you can see it right there. Oh, I blocked him because, yeah, he's a cheating hacker. Top 1 España in PKHex, or whatever. So we go and translate that, you know, top 1 of Spain in PKHex. And he's also part of the VGC community while being an avid user of PKHex. Now, this doesn't seem like a lot until you go back here. Escuro. So he has all kinds of PKHex madness. He has a Dream Ball, obviously making fun of me for calling out Wolfglick's Dream Ball Raichu, Shiny, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Pentagon. Yeah, this thing is hacked in pretty much every single way possible. It's shiny locked when you go into the Groudon, also showing a different region as well. It's all over the place, and it's even level 1. So it shows he has the power to make cheated Pokemon, and he has in the past, and it all just kind of keeps wrapping together and stuff. So this goes even further when I find Euler VGC. So Euler VGC, like I said, it's a rabbit hole, guys. He engaged with me after I called out Azazel VGC for having cheated Pokemon because he did a vlog about his Worlds placement that is incredibly fishy. Because look at this, changed for day 2 but not used on purpose. So he has a 0 attack, 31 speed IV Kyogre that he claims, in his own words, received from a friend. So I need to find that. Okay, I have 2 cards, dozen of friends, and have minimum speed Kyogre and a life. With a full-time job, my friends get my stuff. So he's claiming that his friends make his team, and so readily that he can change it within days, even though it's a 0 attack Kyogre. And then he accidentally brought a 31 speed IV Kyogre given to him by someone else, which actually kind of screwed him over. So he's talking about this in day 1. I checked out my Kyogre in Panic. It was not minimum speed Kyogre. So then his asterisks here say change for day 2, but not used on purpose. So he accidentally brought the wrong hacked Kyogre and then had to switch it out for a 0 speed Kyogre, which is legal. You can actually have different Pokemon from day 1 of Worlds to day 2, but then day 3 stays the same. So being able to get a 6 IV legendary Pokemon swapped out within less than a day is incredibly suspicious. Also, if you look at the rest of his team, 0 attack, 0 speed IV. So perfect Amoonguss, perfect Xerneas, and all of these other things. And I think the best thing, this is why you don't breed legendaries the day before a tournament. He's talking about it like breeding. That's weird, and that shows that no, you can't breed legendaries. It's soft resetting, and if you knew that, the difference, you know, that's something that you bring up. Which is why it's a little extra fishy that this tweet right here talking about helping me breed my super tech. So it seems like, quote-unquote, breeding legendaries is just the slang in VGC, in top tier VGC, for manipulating PKHex, Power Save, whatever it is for legendaries that you use for VGC. Again, going back to Escuro here and all kinds of other things. Also, I found this. Like, I did all kinds of research. I have dug so freaking deep. Like, I even found okay, this is eBay. This is Italian eBay with a 6 IV Pikachu. So pretty much, this is the same Pikachu that Wolfglick used. Not the same exact, you know, this one is a female instead of male, but showing that this is something that has been PKHex. This is a gen-modified Pokemon in some way, and I believe that's £2, so like a $3 Pikachu or something. And if you spent enough time to legitimately get this through soft resets, that's 31 to the power of 6 to the power of 24, or not to the power, times 24, because you also have to roll the correct nature. So the odds of getting this are impossible, which means if it was completely legitimate, you wouldn't be giving it away in bulk, you know, four left, for under $4. That means that this is absolutely cheated, and you can find tons of listings on eBay for all kinds of cheated Pokemon. The Kyogre is also something interesting, because I've noticed that a lot of people that like use PKHex or have hacked legendary Pokemon, the original trainer is May. Well, the original trainer on Wolfglick's Kyogre is, wait for it if the video actually decides to load now that I'm trying to do it, MYA, an anagram for May. And again, Italian website for the Pikachu. It seems like we've come full circle, guys, that there is an insane PKHex community for VGC, and people are complaining non-stop about it. Oh yeah, back to Euler, by the way. He's talking about, you know, the only advantage he possibly has was not wasting any brain cells on resetting breeding like you apparently did. So mocking, this is a VGC player. He has VGC in the title that has engaged with Azazel, that has engaged with all these other people, that is mocking me for doing it legitimately, showing that, you know, hey, in upper tier VGC, we have better things to do with our lives than play legitimately, therefore it's all about cheating. Keeps going deeper. We have Marcus here, who I believe got 3rd place at Worlds, who has been collabing with Wolfie, and again, making fun of my video about Wolfie's cheated Raichu by having a team called Team Dreamball with their MBL, so a new Pokemon League that has come up. There's like all kinds of teams with pro players and stuff, so as we can see right here, you know, Team Views, Duncan Edie, Podium Scrafty, seems like they're making fun of me for saying, you know, I get more monthly views than them. But like, so some plays right here, but Wolfglick and Marcus are buddies, and they even ran pretty much the same exact team. So we have Raichu, Hitmontop, Bronzong, and a Kyogre. And when we see that, you know, we have Raichu, Hitmontop. Yeah, they ran the same team, you know, when you think about it, which means the odds of having another 6 IV Raichu get impossibly small, because again, 31 to the power of 6 times 24, it's like 23 trillion or something. But there's 2 of them floating around, and then also a 6 IV Kyogre yet again. So that's another 6 IV Kyogre that also shows after Zazel used one, he, I believe, got 6th or something. But it gets crazier. Justin, this is a Zazel. He has a Dive Ball Kyogre that has, you know, 0 IVs in attack, 0 IVs in speed because he's running Trick Room. And then what is Wolfie's Kyogre? Dive Ball. Once again, I have the animations up because we can see Wolfie's is, I was watching Etho plays Minecraft. We have Wolfie's being a dive ball, so we have the animation of Wolfie's right here showing what a dive ball looks like. You got little bubbles coming off and then blue rays of stuff. This is blue rays of stuff and little bubbles. So we get to see the dive ball Kyogre. Now, interestingly enough, dive ball does not give you a bonus when you catch Kyogre in Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. Dive balls only get the bonus when you are currently diving, and that's not when you encounter Kyogre. And I've seen other posts saying that dive balls are only effective on Battleground when the Pokemon is beneath his water, such as surfing or fishing or underwater, which doesn't work for Kyogre. So I've seen a lot of people that say that this is impossible for it to get beneficial odds. So that means you're effectively using a Pokeball to capture Kyogre enough times that it has 6 IVs to get this as a 100% legitimate Kyogre twice, because we've seen 2 people with this, and probably many more people using a Dive Ball Kyogre, because when you start getting to PKHex community, bank balls become everything. You know, that's why Wolfglick had a Dream Ball Raichu. It looks pretty even though it was illegal. So, you know, now that they're PKHexing anyways, you might as well get a flashy ball, because, you know, the Dive Ball looks coolest on Kyogre. And then back to Azazel, you know, he's kind of talked trash about it before. I laugh because I'm 6th in the world, your joke on Twitter. I have 2 cards, dozen of friends. Oh yeah, back to the cards and stuff. If we go and scroll through this, 0 eggs hatched on Azazel. Okay, he also has 0 evaluations by judge. So let's see if we can get that pegged down. Now, it seems like you would use the judge. The judge is the guy that tells you about IVs. Also 0 BP earned. So the judge is the guy that tells you about IVs, you know, that if you have X IVs in Pokemon, he's the guy that says, oh, this Pokemon has outstanding potential overall and its X stat couldn't be any higher or anything. But which is really weird because in his post, he screwed up the IVs of his Kyogre on day 1. So that means he should have used the judge at some point, but he never did because he's receiving cheated Pokemon. And let's see, and then like also he has like no eggs hatched, no evaluation by judge, 0 BP. It's a very concerning looking thing. Now this is where we do see that Wolfglick has hatched Pokemon before, so like half of his team looks good, but even having 1 cheated Pokemon is still against the rules when it comes to Pokemon. And I think that's everything. Yeah, so he talks about like having a separate cart. That doesn't make sense. Why would you use the cart that makes it look more incriminating unless your other cart is where you're using your PKHex and you're like banned from the battle spot, or you don't have, you know, why not use that cart unless it's tainted in some way? And he even admits he has a life. And that's the everything that VGC players say goes back to having a life. I have a life, therefore I can't spend all the time breeding and soft resetting, which is why I brought up this article, because this is a guy that actually emailed Pokemon saying, hey, make an official Pokegen application for VGC. So this is about when Verlisify started accusing Wolfglick. So because of that, this guy's like, oh, let's just get rid of this problem and make it to where Pokegen is actually a part of the Pokemon game. I only have time to play story and competitive battles. I don't want to spend my time breeding and training to build a team on DS. That is everyone in the VGC community, and those are the people that admit to cheating. Now, we don't see it from the higher up players, but this is him right here saying the same thing, having the same mindset, having friends that are making fun of other people for playing legitimately. It all comes full circle, guys. Everyone in the higher up VGC community is connected in some way. We have the PKHexer that might distribute to almost everyone that has very similar Pokemon. He has the 6IV Pikachu Hex. What's to say he didn't give that to Wolf Glick and the other guy? And what's up with all this other stuff? And also, you know, you might want to go to a doctor. You're Murphy's Law VGC right now. The only way to go is up because I have a cordial discussion about why I might have cerebral damage. So anyways, saying I have brain damage, low-key calling me retarded right there. Awesome from these six, this is Pokemon, guys. Remember, we're talking about Pokemon. 6th place Pokemon Worlds guy, you know, talking trash like that, totally deserves to be in Pokemon, right? And then all these other cheated Pokemon accusations. I mean, you can just read the post about this for himself. It's an absolute joke. Okay, changing the IVs in a day of a legendary Pokemon that's already 6 IVs, which are incredibly low odds, and then talking about breeding legendaries and having a perfect team as well. It's all cheated, guys. Oh yeah, the Gravity Bronzong. 7 IV shiny Bronzong, intentionally 7 IVs in speed because he wanted to speed creep over other Bronzongs, but still be slow enough for the Trick Room to be effective. There we go, guys. Everything you need to know about all the people that look to be cheating in Pokemon. And remember, guys, this whole video still isn't everything. Back in my, Nationals video where we looked at this guy right here, Ian M. He is a top-tier VGC player. He was on the main stage for stream for Pokemon Nationals. And, by the way, he was talking about using PKHex at the event. So, there's that as well. And then he gave Pokemon to his brother who ended up winning Nationals. So it seems like there's just cheating everywhere. It's just depressing at this point. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.